being critical is a positive part of looking at art. It's fun. It's interesting. It doesn't mean you think things are terrible. It means you're thinking and you're alive and you're feeling it, and the art means something enough that you question it. I think that's really important. I'm Gail Grinnell. I'm an artist, and I make site-specific temporary artwork. Appreciate my own work. Sometimes I appreciate it less, and sometimes I appreciate it a lot. When there are moments, generally I'm really critical, and I'm critical of my work and other people's work, and I think that's an important part of developing my confidence and sense of rightness when I'm working, to see that it's turning out the way I like it to. Because I don't know how I like it to, and I discover that each time as I go along. My early life in a military town that was built to service the development of the atomic bomb in World War II. I was born in 1950 in that town, and I grew up there. And it was during the Cold War, and there was always a sense that there were whole town evacuations, and that made a big impression on a small child. And so I have a preference to do what I'm going to do right then. And then it makes for some problems, kind of a nihilism, that I, have had to deal with all my life. But it's also, no longer functioning like that, but I still work that way. And even when I had a family and babies, I'd work really quickly, because that was all going to blow up and I would have to go in and change the baby, or something. So working quickly came through a natural kind of course of my development. When I come in the studio, I'm usually ready to work. I seldom sit and contemplate in the studio. The contemplation is in the action. I enjoy destroying as much as I do creating in the studio, because things can get rolled into the next thing. I had a big drive to make early on, and not a lot of resources to do so, and I imagined all sorts of different ways of working that had nothing to do with a formal education. And I didn't manage to get to the university until I was in my 30s, and I had 4 children. But I had the good luck to study with some people who were very seasoned and close to retirement, but very dedicated. Michael Spafford was very instrumental in helping me with my interest in destroying things and making grand gestures and big, understanding that a line could be absolutely anything and made with anything, a knife or a piece of charcoal. And I also met Jacob Lawrence and had a few workshops with him in classes at the University of Washington too. And I had an experience with him that I think about often when I'm drawing, where he had me draw with a charcoal on a wall as long as I could maintain my focus. And I tried it again and again until I got longer and longer, until I could actually feel the focus, the connection to my hand and that tool. And it was just pivotal. It was just wonderful. And that's what's nice when you're, connecting with someone who's been at it for a long time. The interweaving of family sustains my art. I can't imagine doing anything else. Both my family of origin and my family that I've made are all, people have an orientation toward making, regardless of what they're making or what they're doing, but it's just there, and it's very sustaining, and I feel normal in that context, and which I don't always in other contexts. I'm aging, so I've got things that I need to attend to with that process, and I want to do that in a positive way as much as possible that doesn't become, overwhelming. And I'm, just being open at the moment.